feet got nowhere.
I'll tell you what though, from what you've already said, I would rather watch kayak football than the actual World Cup that's on right now.
True that.
All day long.
But that
take me to a kayak football.
I'll tell you what, that'll go down well. That'll go down well. Yeah, football doesn't seem that popular. Yeah, welcome to the Ride Companion TRC 73, and I'm hyped. What a banger of an episode 72 was.
Oh, 72, yeah, dude, 72 was really good. Yeah, really good.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. You know what I love with any type of podcasting, whether you're doing it or listening to it, when an athlete or the guest is super open and honest. You can tell there was no, what would you call it, holding back. Like, it was just like an honest conversation, talking about subjects which maybe previously you probably couldn't get into, Jamie. You know, like especially some of the Red Bull stuff and actually being an athlete and having to, you know, wear the helmet. I thought that was super interesting.
Yeah, it's very true. I guess it plays the part of like a magazine interview. Like would have been previously the only. What are you drinking? What are you drinking?
I'm throwing it all over myself.
What is it? What's in there?
Okay.
Is this an advert? I feel like it's here for a reason.
No, it's not, but I'll tell you.
What is in it?
It's actually, I don't technically know what it is, but it's from that company called Peak Supplements. And what it is, I think, it's called tricarb powder.
Oh, yeah, they're tangy, aren't they?
It's tangy. But what it is he explained briefly the other day, it's like 3 different sugars that all break down at different times.
There you go.
And when I've had some of that stuff, I'm like, it's zoned in.
Nice.
Full of energy. So
he's
anyway,
carved up.
Carved up. Carved and sugared up. So yeah, I thought I'd needed this today. I've been up since silly o'clock. So
good on you. Yeah, no, it was well good having Jamie on, and it's always cool to hear like about a different sport and so there's so many parallels. I feel like it was rad. I thought getting into the Olympics and this and that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think we could have done another easily a couple of hours with Jamie, and no doubt we're going to in the future. I think he's going to be a great guest to get in studio and actually just sit and just riff and, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Talk about all those subjects. But yeah, I think it's just nice, isn't it, when someone comes on and they, you know, even though Jamie hadn't done many other podcasts, I think he'd done one before, he said, right? We were talking after the show, weren't we? He'd done one before, which is out now, with a rugby player, Jason Marler.
That's right, yeah. There's a lot of podcasts, huh?
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, you forget. Millions.
How I wonder on the graph of when they all became popular, is it exactly the pandemic? Like podcasting became more of a thing that people listen to podcasts more since the pandemic, I feel like.
I'd say so, yeah. I'd say so. I don't really know. I feel like I probably should know that, but I don't know that. I feel like they obviously were popular before.
No, but you don't really.
Certain ones were killing it. But definitely, I think since the pandemic, yeah. And a lot of them started in the pandemic, right? Because people had time on their hands. Even in our circles, like how many athletes started a podcast? Unfortunately, they're not really doing them anymore, but a lot of them finally were like, oh, cool, I got a break in my schedule. I can start the podcast that I've always wanted to start and chat and do this and that. So, yeah, I think a lot did start and get popular. And it's weird because there's like, you know, that one, Jason Marler, I think, isn't it? Is a professional rugby player.
That's it, yeah.
You know, I didn't even know he had one. And then you look at it and you're like, oh my God, it's actually like really professional and it's like shot really beautifully and stuff. And it's, yeah, I don't know. I know you can't take notice of everything, but I genuinely had no idea he had one. But
no, I know, right? It's a shame ours isn't shot really beautifully. But one day, hopefully,
we're beautiful. At least
we're quite beautiful. Yeah.
At least the person in the shot is beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I was saying, sorry, is that it was cool that, you know, he'd not done any or many podcasts before. Obviously, really good at media stuff through his career anyway, and doing interviews and, you know, all sorts of stuff on TV, live TV and whatnot. But I think it's just good, isn't it, when someone just gets it? You know, they're there for the long haul, knew just to sit down, just chat openly. And that's what it is. You know, it's not over-scripted. It's not scripted at all. And dude, that's what... I was thinking about this a lot, actually, in the week. That's exactly what I love about podcasting. I love to feel like a fly on the wall when I'm listening. I love to just feel like an actual vibe. It's just a hang with your mates. And I know certain podcasts now I don't really listen to as much because they did get a bit overproduced, over.
Yeah.
I heard, I think it was actually a recent Rogan one. Yeah, it was. He had Danny Brown on, the rapper.
Right.
And Danny Brown's a really good podcaster. So he's a rapper. I don't know if you've heard of Danny Brown before. He's got a really unique voice, right? So he's a really good podcaster. He's part of that Tom Segura, Your Mum's House network. And yeah, he was talking about it, you know, how he just loves to feel like he's a fly on the wall, and that what he does is just sits and has like a really natural conversation. But certain podcasts now have become overproduced, and they're like scripting them a little bit.
Yeah,
which for me, it's like, that's not what this is at all.
I've noticed something I do that I hate, and all it is, right, is, so I notice, right, okay, when we're recording this, obviously I'm just talking to you like I'm sat across from a table from you, and sometimes when we're talking, I'll think, oh fuck, people aren't necessarily going to consume this whilst watching, so I'll say to our audio listeners, and then instantly it's like, I always feel like, as soon as I say it, I'm like, ugh, I feel like gross about it. Do you know what I mean? Like addressing.
I guess.
But it's like sometimes it's important. Like you have to say, like, well, by the way, Davey's doing this at the moment. If this section doesn't make sense,
I forget.
Yeah, but then but as soon as I say it, I'm like, ugh, and I feel like it's the same thing. Like being like scripted would make me feel gross. It would make it feel like, coming up next, we've gone into the studio. Here we go.
It's just not a radio show. Like, it's simply not. That's not what this whole thing is, and I don't think it's how they've become popular. People just want to feel like a fly on the wall. I think, obviously you touch on some subjects that are really sort of hard hitting and you've got to listen to, but I think ultimately for me, a lot of it is just like white noise in the background, which I hate to think that we're like white noise, but it is true. Like, I listen to podcasts when I'm doing almost anything, whether it's driving, running, riding, cleaning the house, just anything. I've usually got something playing, whether it's a little bit of music or a podcast. And, you know, you don't sit down and take notes. It's just happening, and you pick up on little bits, and, you know, you might make you chuckle, or you'll go, oh, I need to look into that. That's really interesting. Like, I'll make a little note in my phone or something. But for the most part, you're just providing an alternative to mainstream media. So I think that's
light
what it
entertainment.
Is.
Yeah, you're quite right. You're quite right. I thoroughly enjoy it anyway. Yeah. I actually have relied heavily on it during the whole process of renovating the house. That's right. Perfect segue. We're on to renovating the house.
Beautiful.
I wanted to talk to you about, and it's funny because you mentioned it before we went on, what I've just turned on our central heating in the new house, right?
Yeah.
So it's been an ice box, if I'm honest. All of the work I've been doing, it's been super, super cold because we had no central heating. So I'm just getting hot air in it now, and it makes it feel more like a home. It makes it feel like the finish line is just there, you know?
Yeah.
So I was there with the new boiler, and I was trying to program it to what times. Ooh. And I'm pretty tight, I'll be honest. I'm pretty tight. I mean, I don't have heating on
in the morning.
Hey, not far off. I think I do like a half an hour in the morning and half an hour in the evening. Something ridiculous like that, but it brings it up. But I wanted to know what you do and what everyone does, because I was trying to think whether it's like, if you do regular intervals of heat, obviously each time you do that, it's going up to thermostat level. So if it's miles off the thermostat, it's just going to blast heat for that period of time. Or does it just blast heat anyway? But basically, what's your strategy? I want to hear your strategy for heating the house.
And I'd love to hear other people's strategies, please, in the comment section, because there's always this debate. Is it more economical to have it on really low consistently, or do you come in, you whack it up, you come down, you whack it up later in the day? And I think for us it's changed a lot because we're at home a lot, dude. Like, my girlfriend never used to work at home. Now she works at home. She works downstairs. It's a little bit colder downstairs, so she's a nesh person, so she likes to have the heating on all day. And it's on.
Is it literally on all day?
Yeah, it's not off. Like, it's on, and it's on quite high. Our thermostat broke years ago, so we just have to turn it physically on or off, and the dial's just sort of in the middle, like just below. It goes to half, and then I turn it back a little bit. You know what I mean? We're always playing this little game with the.
Okay, you're pretty approximate. Yeah, I like that.
But the actual strategy is that it comes on at 6:30 till 9 a.m.
All right, yeah.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
This is if we weren't in the house, by the way. So it comes on at 6:30. That way, I leave the house usually at 5 to go to the gym. So by the time I'm back, it's a little bit warmer, which I like. I don't really mind getting up when it's cold. That's okay. It gets you out of bed a little bit, I find. Like once you're up, you're like, right, I'm out now. Let's just get going. And then in the evening, I actually reprogrammed this yesterday, so it's very topical.
Brilliant.
Yeah, very topical. So in the evening, it comes on 5 till 10. It's a 5-hour heating window. But
you're quite the heater, aren't you? That's good. Yeah.
We are living in a very small house, almost like a 2 up, 2 down, right? It's relatively modern. It's a 1980s house with double glazing, and it heats up really quick. But also mindful that my partner's quite a nesh person, and we'll be like, "I'm cold," and I'm like, "Well, put a hoodie on, some socks." You know,
if you had to hazard a guess at the thermostat temperature, what would you say it would be?
Oh, I'm not good at numbers, dudes. Temperatures and stuff like that. I'm going to go off what other people have said to me because I can't physically see ours. We don't actually have a number on it. I'm going to say it's between 19 and 20 degrees. Is that
okay? It's
is that
hot,
accurate?
hot. Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah.
See, I have no idea about any of this, and I just have to now to actually put
before
heating on.
turning the heating on for the first time, which I think we had a bit of a ceremony when we first turned it on. It might have been like middle of October.
Yeah.
It's now November. It's like middle of October is the first time you flick the boiler on. But those like 2 or whatever weeks before doing it, you know, you get a t-shirt out of the cupboard and it was like, oh, it feels wet. Like it's damp.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. It was gross, man. And get in the bed at night and like the sheets feel a little bit damp because I guess there's just moisture in the house. I guess that's how it works. And the heat seems to disperse that. I don't know. But yeah, interesting, man, because the cost of living thing's real. It's real, like, and I think people at the moment are really battling with it. My mum actually told me her heating bill the other day, and I was blown away by it. Again, we're super lucky.
We live in ones. What the fuck?
We live in a super small house, so like the maximum it gets to is like £70 a month, which is it's okay, right? Like, let's be honest, it's definitely on the cheaper scale. But hers was like 5 times that, and I was like,
I'm useless. I honestly have not a clue. Well, I mean, my heating bill is nothing because I don't have it turned on. But then I must use
it's never
gas,
on in
right?
the flat.
No, I haven't. It's never on. No.
What about you? Got people underneath you? Just because obviously,
that's why. I mean, it must be something. It's always warm. It's not like it's like a dialed new flat or anything.
No wonder that snake ran off. It's fucking
I know.
freezing.
No, it's not. It's not that I put up with the cold. It's that it's warm. It's fine. I don't need to.
Yeah, you don't need to.
I still go in other people's houses and they feel very warm. But like here, it's just like nice ambient temperature. But I wouldn't because I never have the heating on. I don't know what the temperature is in here, so I should measure that. But it's really interesting. Okay, so another thing we were thinking about, I was talking with my mum about, was the kettle. So should you fill the kettle to the top and then boil it?
Yeah.
And then every time you go back, let's say you have another tea. I mean, I don't even use the kettle. I don't have one thing I use the kettle for. So this question isn't for me. Yeah, well, I do have electric. I just never want hot drinks unless it's coffee.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't ever have, and I only ever make that in the same way, just on the stovetop thing. So
yeah.
So it's not, you know, I don't know the answer to this, but I would love someone smart to tell me because it makes sense to me. I was speaking to my mum about it, right? If you fill it up and then use it, have a tea, go back, make another tea. When you click the on button, it's taking less energy to heat that already heated water to get it to boil, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Or should you get the exact amount that's going in your cup, put it in the kettle, boil it, so, you know what I mean? So do it every single time. Boil it from 0 to... What's the answer?
0 to 100, quite literally.
Exactly, yeah.
My business partner, Mark, at Hookit, was... When Hookit used to be based out of his house, actually, in garage, was very diligent about the use of the kettle. It was very much like, don't put
Interesting.
too much in it. Like, you literally put 3 cups in, and then you boil that, and then you do it again later. But I'm with you,
Is it
because
so
that's the
you
way I
never
do
have-
it. And also,
Yeah.
I've got this habit of, even if there's enough water in the kettle, I still put more water in it, because it's a habit,
Right.
which is weird. I know that. Like, but I almost don't trust the level on the kettle sometimes. I'll, like, feel it and be like, it says
Interesting,
there's
yeah.
4 cups in there, but it feels like 1. So I'll just fill it
It's a
up.
fucking conspiracy, that's what it is. It's a government conspiracy.
It's the kettle conspiracy is real, man.
Interesting,
I
yeah.
don't know. I'd love to know. Hopefully, some smart people out there know, because all these little things, they're all adding up. It scared the shit out of me. It's been in the cupboard ever since, the smart meter. I remember when we first got it, I was like,
that's
I want to
not-
see that. I want to look at it. Put it on the side, turn the kettle on, the thing goes like a rev limiter, right? It's in the red. And I'm like, right, I'd never have a hot drink again. So
But imagine
that's going
if you
in
had
the
to
cupboard,
put-
out the way.
I wonder. Let's research.
But
Let's get.
People have been throwing
young
away
Beney
those
to
smart
research.
meters. That's the conspiracy at the moment, that the smart meters are a little bit of a hustle.
People are actually throwing them away.
Yeah, getting rid of them and just do like a manual meter reading. Because I think that there's a maybe, I don't know, it's a conspiracy, but there's like a bit of a hustle there with putting through
Is
more
it?
than what
I
you
thought it
use.
would be like more pay as you go. Right, this is interesting. To boil a cup of water, so this is just a cup. To boil a cup of water in a kettle, it will currently cost you about 1.28p based on an average 3k kilowatt kettle, taking around 45 seconds to boil. So there you go. See, none of it means anything to me, like watts and how much energy I'm using,
same,
because I've never had a
same.
smart meter, never paid any attention.
No. We ended up in loads of debt a few years ago as well with the energy company, because we weren't paying enough. I can't remember, but again, you get these. I think it's obviously it's complicated for a reason, right? So you don't really pay any attention to it. I feel like they just make it as like all these numbers, and you just look at it and go, it must be right, because they're clever. So
I'm useless. I was overpaying like fuck. I've still got $1,000 in the energy company. Like I'm still in the plus. They're like, "Do you want it out?" Oh, just leave it there. I just can't be bothered to talk to them. It's my worst nightmare.
Get the
and
heating
moving
on.
at the minute is just. But I don't want the heating on. I've grown up turning lights off everywhere I move.
Yeah.
I'm always in the dark. I walk around my
Head
house with my
torch.
iPhone torch on. I'm not even joking you. I do.
Wow.
Like George has been away. She's been in. This has been very strange actually. George has been in Chile. She's hiking in Patagonia, and she's just been camping every night, like in the woods, no signal, very far from other people. And I basically haven't spoken to her for 5 days, and it's been mega weird. Like if you go from speaking to someone every day to just not speaking to them, I've just been walking around the flat in the dark. I've missed breakfast and lunch the last 3 days. I'm just completely useless, dude. I've just been rushing around. Honestly, I don't know. I'm falling apart at the minute. I need to go on a spa day or some shit. For real.
Yeah, you do, man. Maybe we could, if you want to do a spa on Saturday, mate, I'm in. If you want a spa day
there you
up,
go, please.
when we're in
Merthyr.
Wales, we could.
Mate.
The Merthyr spa is real. I actually looked at a hotel earlier, and it was a spa.
Was it really?
Yeah.
There you go.
It was only like 60 quid.
Go. That sounds great.
Yeah.
I mean, you've brought it on perfectly to our next subject. Should we do an advert? Let's do an advert for the Christmas ride. There's 15 places left. If you, like me, are a last-minute Larry, you don't pay attention. You think, oh, that might be something I want to do, and then your brain goes somewhere else. You've got things flying all over the place, and now you've realised it's this Friday. The Ride
Friday.
Companion Christmas Ride. Yeah. Where do they need to go, Davey? There's 15 spots left.
Yeah.
We want to fill it. We've nearly booked out the UK's biggest bike park.
We have nearly booked it out. It's insane on a Friday. Head to Bike Park Wales website. Make sure you click on the events tab at the bottom, and there you will see the Ride Companion Christmas Ride. And obviously, book a ticket. Within that ticket, you're going to rock up. Actually, we'll do a little bit of housekeeping. There's a few things people have been asking already. So, uplift starts at 10 a.m. We're probably going to ask people if you can get there for around 9. That's good. If you've booked on our Christmas ride, you're going to get a band, which is going to give you breakfast, lunch, and drinks afterwards. So that's a win, right? That's a massive win. So you're going to rock up Bike Park Wales. You're going to go and sign in. You're going to get 2 bands. You're going to get one for the uplift. You're going to get one for your food. It's going to be like being at school. Then you're going to head over to the table, which is going to have the raffle on it, right? You're going to make a charitable donation. I'm not going to put any numbers out there, but a tenner seems fair, right? You're going to put at least a tenner in there. Then you're going to take 1 raffle ticket. You're going to keep it on you all day. Then at the end of the day, we're going to pick the numbers out, and if your number comes up, you get to walk up to the table of surprises and just take a prize off it. And you can either take one which is not wrapped up, or you can take one which is wrapped up, which is give you a bit of a mystery prize.
David, can I ask you?
Mate. These came the other day, quite nice, little plug.
Can I ask you, dude, for the raffle?
Yeah.
Nice. When you say it's a charity raffle, are we doing a charity raffle like most charities where you have like 2 CEOs that get paid loads of money?
Oh yeah, yeah, we're taking money out of it for sure. They're nice, aren't they?
That was meant to be part of the ad. You were meant to be like, no, this, unlike other charitable things.
Well, we'll obviously take expenses.
I've really messed up here. I thought we were giving it all away. There you go.
No, I'm sorry. No, of course,
Of
course, it's all going to be given away, mate. We're going to give it all to Crisis UK, and that's a really cool charity that help support homeless people, especially through Christmas. It buys Christmas gifts for young children that are unfortunately homeless, and it just helps adults get fed around Christmas. So, yeah, all the money, of course, is going to go.
There's us moaning about our heating, eh?
Exactly, dude. Exactly. So all that money.
Got to check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Big up to all the people that have helped out too. You know, that have sent us a prize. We've got a nice Fox helmet down there at Bike Pot Wales already, so someone can win a helmet, dude. Like for a tenner or something, you can win a pretty sick prize. Some prizes. We got one of the Works Hydra shots. We got molecule balls from Compex. All sorts of cool shit. Pedals. All sorts.
Fantastic.
An apple.
An apple. There you go.
Yeah, there's all sorts. So yeah,
I'm hyped. I can't wait.
I can't wait.
I've been receiving a lot of questions about fancy dress, and I'm going to be brutally honest about fancy dress, right? And then also I've got another story. So let's call this section "Olly creates friction amongst the podcast companionship." Okay. Because I feel like this section is like like where I talk about paddle boards and everyone's like, "Fuck yeah, paddle boards are the best," or frisbee and all the frisbee community.
All the people you've pissed off.
Yeah, exactly. I've got a new one. Wait, where was I even going? I'm so all over the place.
Okay,
first one. Yeah,
I think you're about to say
the question was
dress.
Fancy dress. Yeah.
Fancy
dress is, it's one of the last things that I find fun, I reckon. Like I don't understand
I don't think I've ever done it.
Fancy dress is something that makes me straight up feel like an alien. Like I don't understand the world, and that I'm very isolated and different, and I need to understand more about the world and see what's fun.
Yeah. So you don't do Christmas jumpers or anything like that through Christmas?
I don't understand what is. It's not funny to me. It's like, you know, I don't know.
When was the last time you remember? Have you ever done, like, was it fancy dress?
I've had to do it. I had to do fancy dress. What's it always been though? I've always just
You've been to like a pimps and hoes thing? I've always just done
half-ass one. I'm just so half-assed with it. It just doesn't add anything to me. I get it for girls maybe because they want to have boobs out more and maybe tight clothing, and it's just like an excuse. So it's like, oh yeah, let's do pimps and let's do pimps and prostitutes. It's a joke, you know. Check my tits out. That's what it's like. I feel like.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Am I being?
I don't think that's too sexist. I think that's about right. But I feel, like, and some guys are the same.
They just want to show off the goodies.
I remember we did a Halloween thing when was it Halloween? Yeah, when I was a bit young with like all my mates. We had one mate who was like pretty bodied up, right? Obviously, he goes as like Hercules. You just want to have your shirt off in a club. Do you know what I mean? That's all it is. You just want to have your shirt off in a club.
All right, dude. Just cut the crotch out of your jeans and come dressed normally with your junk out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's true. I don't know.
I wish everyone was just open about it, and we could just do like fancy dress parties. Could just be like show off your goodies parties. Whatever you think.
I think there's a name for those. sex party or orgy, I think it's called.
Anyway, yeah, so there we go. I don't know. I don't understand fancy dress, and you're welcome. I never judge anyone.
No,
I absolutely never judge anyone, but I don't understand what my motivation is to do fancy dress. I love it when other people are doing it, but I don't want to be part of it, I'll be honest. So
Okay.
come fancy dress if you want. I won't be. I'll be riding biking clothing.
Fair. Okay. Yeah, I mean, mate, I'm with you. I don't do the whole fancy dress thing either. And I also, been tight northern guy. It's like you have to buy something for like an occasion. I
plastic
don't like
stuff,
that. It's not an evergreen jumper or whatever.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not like a year-long thing. It's just in and out. So, yeah, I'm not a massive fan of it either. But yeah, more than welcome if you want to do fancy dress, please. If you want to come in a gimp suit, whatever you want to do. No judging.
It's not a requirement.
Christmas gimp.
But
Who's going to
you
come
can
as
do
a
whatever
Christmas
you
gimp?
want. Yeah, you can come as a Christmas gimp, and it would be funny. So there you go. There's an example of when fancy dress is funny. But
yeah.
I don't want to be the Christmas gimp.
You already are.
Right, and then the next thing I'm going to get hatred over because I don't know what it was. I went to sauna with my brother last night.
Oh yeah.
We came out of the sauna, went to the cold shower or whatever, and we were overlooking this swimming pool. In the swimming pool, it's an Olympic-sized pool, and there are people in kayaks with American football helmets on, playing with a ball with a net up there. I mean, when a sport is so obscure that I can't even name it. It requires me explaining what is it. It wasn't a rugby-shaped ball, and there was a goal up in the air, and then they were wearing they had American football helmets on, with like the rails.
Fuck, dude, that sounds like a southern hobby to me. That shit. That sounds like people with too much money. Like, let's just get a kayak.
Mate, there were 3 of them.
That's not a sport. That's not a sport.
There were 3 of them, and we were watching, and we were crying, laughing. Right, we were crying, laughing because you couldn't, for the life of you, even work out what the rules were. They're just like 3 blokes in boats with life jackets on and American football helmets, and they were just running around after a ball. It was like there was no.
Do they have oars, like paddling?
Yeah.
And then you put that down, then you throw the ball.
Sometimes they whack it, sometimes they grab it with their hands.
Yeah, that's not a sport, mate. That's just 3 rich blokes who have rented the pool for a few hours.
Yeah, I know. And there was a lifeguard there, so the 4th guy was just sat in a chair watching them, thinking, look at these.
Look at these. Maybe he's the referee.
Right, but what? Can you tell me what to type in to find out what this sport is?
Yeah. Southern
Kayak.
people. Southern
Kayak
CEO.
football? Should we say kayak football?
Kayak
is that a
football.
thing?
But there's no feet in kayaks, is there? So you wouldn't use
Mate,
your feet. So maybe it's...
Right. I didn't know what it was. I've just guessed it. It's called kayak football. But your feet are in the boat. Why would it be football? I was just putting the closest thing to what I could imagine it was, and that is what it is. But your feet are in the boat. Your feet go nowhere.
I'll tell you what, though, from what you've already said, I would rather watch kayak football than the actual World Cup that's on right now.
Davey, dude.
Olly.
This episode is brought to you by Lacquer, and Lacquer offers bicycle insurance designed specifically for mountain bikers, whether that's for days at the bike park or simply commuting to work.
There's lots of benefits of bicycle insurance. Your bike is covered for theft, accidental damage, worldwide travel, racing, and more.
Often, Lacquer notices that accessories and clothing cover is the real lifesaver when it comes to riding kit.
And it makes sense. When you crash, hit the deck, it's usually your clothing, helmet, or lights that take the most of the impact.
Especially as the weather gets darker, dude. It's worth making sure your lights are protective. They're vulnerable to knocks and accidents, they're expensive, and can often go missing too.
Adding your clothing and accessories to your Lacquer policy is also easy on the pocket. A £100 of accessories costs around 50p per month. Dude, that's a bargain!
That's good, that is, yeah. Lacquer covers all accessories and clothing that are used for riding so that you can ride with the peace of mind that they're protected.
And as always, if you need to claim, it will be handled in-house by their team of experts, who are all actually cyclists and mountain bikers. The claim is usually agreed within a day with no excess.
Amazing. To find out your quote, head over to www.lacquer.co. New customers can get their first 30 days free by signing up today with the discount code The Ride Companion 30 in capitals. What is that, Davey?
It's actually Ride Companion 30 in capitals. That's RIDECOMPANION 30. What is it, Ollie?
Ride Companion 30. Don't put the.
Don't
Ride
put
Companion
the.
30.
And that's lacquer.co, Ride Companion 30. And that is the end of this ad break. We hope it helps you. Thank you for the support in the podcast, Lacquer.
Hey, let's go back to the episode. True that.
All day long.
But that.
Take me to a kayak
Hey,
football
I'll tell you
game.
what, that'll go down well. That'll go down well, yeah. Football doesn't seem that popular. Fucking hell. Right, kayak football is a competition that combines elements of kayaking, American football, and ultimate frisbee.
Dude, maybe this is the sport for us. This could be the new hobby right here. I bet they don't do it in the north. Let me find
How much stuff you need.
Yeah, that is the barrier to entry is pretty high, isn't it? Kayak football. Okay.
But then there's
Dude,
canoe polo.
Good
There's
find.
canoe polo as well. What's canoe polo?
Kayak football. Holy. Lifetime. Wow. Okay.
Never seen anything like
Kayak
it. But you,
football
I bet.
teams. Kayak football.
Bet it's. Oh no, it's called canoe polo as well.
Oh yeah.
Each team has 5 players. No, it doesn't. This one had fucking 3 players in total. Oh no, and up to 3 substitutes. Maybe this was just the substitutes practicing.
Maybe. Maybe kayak football. Okay, it's tough. It's tough to find any information on this sport though.
Type it
Whereabouts
right now.
were
Type
you?
in canoe polo. Type in canoe polo now.
Canoe. I don't know how to spell canoe.
I found it. It's just hysterical, isn't it? Imagine all of the. I understand that to a canoe polo player, mountain biking makes no sense. But still, if you got to hire out a swimming pool, have someone. I think I've got a problem with sports that require something external. So, like wakeboarding, for instance.
Yeah.
Just the fact that you have to have someone else either driving a boat or pulling you around on a cable. You have to have
you're
someone
reliant.
like something really annoying about that. Like I think, I mean, you could argue, I guess, about with mountain biking, it's like you rely on good weather. Not really.
No,
you
I
rely
think
on
what's
your
tough
bike.
you don't like. Okay, there's no information about kayak football at all. Like, there's a few photos on Google, but
try canoe polo.
Do you think that's what it was?
Yeah, try it. It looks exactly
Canoe
the same,
polo.
dude. Kayak
Oh, yeah.
football and canoe polo looks exactly the same.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a British team for that. British canoe polo.
Of course, and I bet they get paid loads of money.
Yeah, they're all on the Olympics.
Right, British canoe polo. We've got a map.
Okay, where can we go? Let's go.
Let's see what.
There's a few sports that we need to. I need to go. I still haven't had a go at frisbee golf.
We've got to do frisbee golf.
That would mate. It would be good.
Bloody hell! I mean, look at that. It's all over the country.
Oh, there you go. Look, it doesn't look more southern either. To be fair, it looks more.
God no, it looks more northern if anything.
Yeah, maybe it looks more northern. Maybe. Okay.
That is mad. British canoe polo. There you go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
That's a great one, mate. Good find. It's rare that you see anything like that, isn't it?
I mean, I didn't know what it was. It was fascinating. So yeah, there we go. Whatever floats your boat.
Like it. I'm just having a look who the best player is and what the salary is like. Okay, so top 5 men's. Oh, water polo. Nah, not good enough.
No.
Okay. Nah, that's all water polo. Okay,
Mate,
who
we're
knows?
much more obscure than that. Who knows? Absolutely.
Yeah. I wonder. Yeah, maybe someone's going to be making a living out of it somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe. If you're on the British team, I guess you probably could.
Well, the lifeguard is. At the very least.
The owner of the health club is making a living out of it.
Exactly,
Yeah,
dude.
come in,
Exactly.
lads. Got a lift.
Right,
Wow, that's
I
a great one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I thought that was a
Great
good
spot.
find. Dude, I feel as though last week we were having such a lovely time with Jamie that we didn't do any listener questions, and I feel like I want to dedicate some time to it this episode. So,
Okay, keen for that. Definitely.
Shall we do it now and check out the hotline? And
can we just two things I just want to ask you first?
Sorry, mate. Please.
It's all right.
8 inches.
Okay. Stop sending me photos of it. You got a world famous follow not long ago from a comedian that you love and respect.
Oh yeah.
Have you spoken to him?
No.
Interesting. Okay.
Why?
I'm just curious because it was interesting. You know, we can say, right? You got to follow off Brian Callen, famous comedian, co-host of Fighter and the Kid.
Yeah, there you go.
And I just wondered, like, how did that materialise? Did you speak? Did you DM? Did you say what's up?
No, I'm not sliding into any DMs. No.
Wow.
He probably doesn't follow me anymore though. I feel like half of these things are like. I think there's a lot of like companies running people's accounts. You know.
Yeah.
And they follow and unfollow and.
But and obviously as well, I don't know. Maybe it's just interested, dude. But you can, when you look on who's liked photos, the blue ticks are always at the top.
Okay,
so maybe they're like, oh yeah, cool, blue tick, cool. We'll have a look at this one. I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's what it will be. Yeah,
I'm still waiting for it to be brought up on the on a Fighter and the Kid episode. I think it might be. Just be like, because Brendan's like obviously into biking a little
bikes.
bit. And
that'd be good.
I just see Brian going like, I found this guy on Instagram. There you are.
Mate,
you're on the show.
Do you know what? They're great. Those two have got a awful Reddit, haven't they? Have you seen
real
it?
Bad. Yeah. It's not good.
I mean, it's just shocking when the internet turns against you. Like, for years they've been very popular, and now they're just... Whoa.
I know.
Crazy to think.
Yeah. It is. I feel like Brendan's definitely been on the receiving end of a lot of it. It sounds. He's been open about it a few times, about the amount of hate he gets. Which, dude, makes me very thankful. And I don't think our niche, let's say, that we are in the podcast space of like biking and action sports is going to be negative, but the fact that there's literally been less than a handful of bad comments ever is
everyone's
amazing.
lovely. I really look forward to Christmas ride because I remember our last Christmas ride. It was just such a nice day out, and there were so many nice people. Like, I actually met someone at a bike park the other day, and we were talking about it. He was quite new to the sport, and for some reason, I don't know what it is, but mountain biking just seems to attract a nice bunch, doesn't it?
Yeah. Totally. You know the Monday email that I try and do every week? Today I did it on community. Yeah. Because there's this Harvard study that came out recently, which I don't know if you saw, you probably didn't, about...
How dare you?
It's quite popular. It did the rounds a little bit. So the study basically looked at what is it that makes people happy. And it's not money, it's not success, it's actually community. So they like tracked these people from I think it's from like the 1980s or something. They tracked them all through their life so far. So it might have been earlier. Might have been way earlier actually. And yeah, throughout the whole thing, they discovered that it was community, good friends that basically gives people a longer life expectancy. Which I thought was fascinating.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It's community. It's like having people, friends around you, not feeling alienated, not feeling isolated, stuff like that. And I literally put that out today. Like, isn't it cool that we've got such a good community around what this is and what this is building to be? Which is a weird community because it's not a physical, we sit around a table and talk, but it is there. And I don't think sometimes even I grasp that people do talk behind the scenes. They do organise to go biking together. And that blows me away. And honestly, it gives me goosebumps even thinking that that's like even a thing. But it is a thing. And, you know, the community is what I've always loved building around this. It's like, yeah, it's rad, put this content out, whatever. But I love that people will find common ground and be like, oh, do you listen to that? Oh, awesome. Let's go biking together. Or let's go do something together. So
it's one thing I'd stand up for the internet on, because I hate it when people are like against online dating. I don't hate it, but I just mean like it irks me a bit, because I just think, well, it doesn't matter. You have to meet someone in person eventually. It's just a different avenue. It's just like going into a different bar that happens to be online. Like I never understood. I mean, I actually only ever went on one Tinder date when I was single.
Yeah.
But to me, it was no different than to walking into a bar and then just like having someone spill a drink on me, and then I get talking to them because they've spilt a drink on me. That's no more of a like interview process. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
yeah.
Tinder, at some point, or whatever the app is now, you have to actually meet them in person, regardless of how long you speak online. So, it's no different in my head, and exactly the same as like if you're friends through a podcast or whatever. It's no different. You have to meet in the end anyway, and it's like, ultimately you reach the same point.
No, I'm with you. That's fair. I think it's yeah, I agree with you with the internet for sure. I think the last couple of years have been a struggle for a lot of people. Been like literally forced to not see people and stuff. I think that's obviously really bad. Personally, that's really, really bad. And it just goes to show. And then a lot of people have, had social anxiety since and stuff like that. Like, people haven't had a great time of being forced to not be around people. Does that make sense? Probably a bad way of putting it, but it just, I just thought it was really interesting that, after this study, it literally found that community is the one thing that helps increase life expectancy over, money and whatever. Well, not life expectancy, sorry, happiness, overall happiness, like how happy someone is. And yeah, it just got me thinking a lot as well about like my life, and I've always tried to be community focused in a weird kind of way. Like, we literally bought the house I live in now because there's people around here that live here, and I know your life is pretty community. You might not call it a community, it's just like a riding scene, but it is a community, isn't it? It's a community of people that you bike with, that you hang out with, that you talk to, that sort of thing. So
I think about it a lot because I think about where I live getting busier and busier, and the woods being more and more crowded by people. It used to be when I was younger that it wasn't, you just come across people less. And there always seems to be all these developments going on. And sometimes, every now and then, I get a bit misanthropic and I think, I need to move somewhere where no one's around. And I think I would really struggle. I don't think I'd do well. I think I really require there to be people around. And I think it's interesting, isn't it? Like finding your like magic number.
It is. No, I'm exactly what I'm going through again at the moment, if I'm honest.
Is
it's
it?
Like,
yeah.
The more as I've got older, the more I enjoy being on my own a lot more. But then I have these sort of like urges where I'm like, I'm like quite demanding in that way. I think as like a friend sometimes I'm like, no, I need like to go out with the boys. Like I need a bike ride with a group of people, or I just need to be around family, for example. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't need it until I really need it, and like my body just says, my brain's just like, no, you need to get out of the house, or you need to get out of your little bubble of doing most things on your own, and you need to be around people. But that's ultimately, man, like how we've evolved. That's what I put in the little thing I wrote today. It's like we evolved in communities, like small communities, looking after each other, helping each other, feeding each other. And when you lose that, it's kind of sad, to be honest. And we are all caught up in our own shit, right? Everyone's busy. We don't have time a lot of the time to say, hey guys, like, random people, do you want to come for dinner tonight? But you always feel better when you have done that stuff. It's like,
yeah, you're right.
We were just on holiday last week, right? We went to Robin Hood's Bay, really quiet little seaside town, and every night we went to one of the pubs in the little village thing, and every night we ended up talking to strangers, and you always feel so much better after just having a random conversation and hearing random points of view. And yeah, dude, I met the mum of an American wrestler.
Really?
What are the chances of this? You go on holiday, right? So me and Emma are sat chatting. We got talking to a bloke, just this random guy who comes in with his dog. He lived about 10 minutes from us. Now, I know we're only 2 hours away from home, right? We're on holiday. We're 2 hours away from home. We're not the other side of the world. But even so, we were a bit like, oh, that's weird. And he knew like where Emma kept her horse, and
oh no way.
He knew like some mutual people, I think. Anyway, this lady in the corner sat with her husband overhears us talking about the area, and she says, "Oh, I used to live in Chesterfield, which is where I grew up." I'm like, "No way." She goes, "Yeah, I went to this. My son went to this school." I was like, "Fucking hell, I went to that school. Weird." Like similar age. I don't really know him. Anyway, she comes over. She's like, "Oh, let me show you who he is." So she shows me this photo of this jacked dude. I'm like, no way, is that your son? Wow, okay. Made a bit of a joke of it. Anyway, he's like a really famous American wrestler.
Really?
Went to, yeah, I've been messaging him through Instagram
Like
as well.
WWF or WWE?
He was in the WWE.
Oh! Can
He
we
was
get
in
him on
the
as
W-
guest?
Oh, we could do, man. His name's Thomas Latimer. He's got a bit of a following online. Like, it's not massive. He did get. She was telling me he did get a WWE contract, but then he didn't end up, or he did it for a little bit or something. But now he's
moved around. Yeah.
Now he's in NWA.
I didn't think that was a wrestling league. But okay.
Neither did I. I'm not going to say it. So yeah, he's in NWA, and he's just a Jack dude who's a professional American wrestler, and he's coming back. He's coming back home in December. So I was like, let's go
get him
for a
on.
drink.
I would actually love to hear about wrestling. I never went through a stage of really being into wrestling, but my brother got mega into it.
Really?
Yeah, it really gets some people, doesn't it? They love it.
Yeah. So we had like. She was horsey, this woman. So she she was talking to Emma about horses and this and that. And then I'd had a few whiskeys by this point. So I just shot him a DM and I was like, hey man, I put this is literally what I wrote. Hey man, just letting you know, I've just been chatting to your mum in a pub in Robin Hood's Bay. She's very proud of you. And then he wrote back, ha ha ha, you found my mum in a pub. Get out of here. Dude, that's so funny. Thank you so much for this message. Do you live there or were you riding around? So he must, he's looked at my thing. It's all biking and shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've just been exchanging messages back and forth, and such a small world. Anyway,
random it's funny, topic, isn't it?
But it's just funny. Mad. She was like super proud of him. She's like, look at him, and your boy, he's jacked. Like he's jacked. Interesting. So yeah,
funny way. I'd love to hear more about it because they must have to develop these storylines and like.
We can get him on. He seems really friendly.
Wicked. Let's do it.
He's had a rough time of it by the looks of things. I saw his post yesterday. It was about. A few years sober and stuff like that. So he could be a really interesting guest. I'd be well keen, dude. I think, moving forward with this whole thing, I think random guests are definitely the way forward as well.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, Jamie was kind of random last week, right? It was not like in our thing, really. He's kind of connected.
Yeah, true. It's interesting, isn't it? Because I guess with Jamie, you make a good point. I guess with Jamie, it's like, all right, it's not biking, but we talked a lot about biking. He bikes and... Yeah. You just feel like it's got so many parallels. It would be well interesting to talk to someone where we just don't know anything. I feel
agree.
like...
I agree.
Yeah, I'd love to, actually. It'd be well cool.
Okay, I'll try and line that up. How about that?
Let's do it, dude.
I will line that up. We'll get him on. Either we can bring him in. I don't really... Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what... He's coming home in December, but I don't know if I'm quite ready to have, like, jacked wrestling dudes sat in this little room with me. So maybe we can just... Yeah. We'll figure it out.
I'd like to watch him strangle you, though. That would be quite good to watch him do some sort of choke.
He's fucking massive, bro. He's massive. Oh, dear. Yeah, that'd be cool. Anyway, random.
Very that's random. Good. That's good. I like it. I think it'd be good to get also someone like that on because, let's be honest, from my perspective, not a great deal is going on in the world of mountain biking right now.
It's not, is it? I just watched the FMD, the first episode of that just now. I know we're going to get a guest on from the FMD team pretty soon, so let's save it. But I watched the first episode of that. It was quite interesting.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. Really well made. It's kind of like Drive to Survive for biking.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I think that's what
an interesting team. Yeah. Well put together for sure. Yeah, really good.
So yeah, I just watched that. Other than that, in biking, it's cricket's out there at the moment, right?
It's crickets, and we've not heard anything about the Downhill World Cup next year. It's worrying, dude. It is worrying.
I had a conversation with
for all of us. Yeah.
Hope he doesn't mind me saying with Joe Bowman. We saw him on Saturday night, and again, it always comes up, right? Because you're like, have you heard anything? And I think if anyone was going to say anything, it'd be a really good mate of mine, and he was like, nothing, literally nothing. He goes, I'd be fine with it if they'd email out and say, look, we're struggling, we're off the back of it a little bit, things are hectic. But to not put any communication out there is a little bit worrying. Yeah. But yeah, it seems like there's nothing at the moment.
They've been in chats, but certainly nothing's like come out, has it? Nothing's been agreed on, I don't think. So
no.
It seems late in the year. Wild.
Seems really late in the year, to be honest. Yeah, I know. I'm sure they've all nervous, but I'm sure it's going to all sorted.
It's all going to come together.
We'll have the scoop. We'll have the scoop when it does come together, hopefully. All right.
Oh yeah,
Should we do
we're
some
such a hotbed of news over here, aren't we? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
A hotbed of mountain bike news. Christ,
Yeah.
we'll definitely have the scoop. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
A couple of 1-2 fucking journalists.
We forget to talk about it. Before we do some listener questions, have you been watching anything? Is there anything you've been?
Let me have a look. I have.
Listening to?
I have. I have been. No, I don't have anything.
That's fantastic.
I've been watching absolutely nothing. I've been watching absolutely nothing.
Awesome.
Nothing at all.
Okay. I've been
you?
watching. I found a good series that I'm quite enjoying. I'm only 2 episodes deep. It's called Limitless, and it's on Disney Plus. And it's Chris Hemsworth.
Like the film?
Huh?
Is it like the film Limitless, where he takes a pill and it makes him?
No.
Okay.
It's Chris Hemsworth doing a bunch of stuff that are sort of more holistic approaches to increasing life expectancy. So he does shock therapy. Yeah. So he does like cold immersion. The one I'm just watching right. So the episode's called Shock. So it's
he
does a cold water swim.
Yeah.
And Ross Edgley is in it, which I really like. Ross Edgley. He's the guy who swam around Britain and done a bunch of crazy things.
Right.
So there's that, and he's done one about fasting, which I was watching this morning. It's just good. It's nice. I really like Chris Hemsworth. I don't know what it is about him, but I do like him. Yeah.
Is he cool? Yeah, I've never seen anything with him that isn't a movie sort of thing, so I don't know.
Yeah, I like him. He's good. He's good. He's obviously he's nice to look at as well, isn't he? So
you've got a crush on him, haven't you?
Bit.
Hey, which super famous people do you have any super famous people that you feel as though you could be mates with and hang out with?
Oh, that's great.
Like, not, I don't mean comedians, I mean like
super famous.
Really famous, yeah.
Oh, that's great, man.
I always thought I have to say
famous, right?
Yeah, we can't do like comedians because it's too obvious that you're going to want to hang out with someone fun. But I've always felt like Justin Timberlake could probably be quite a nice bloke. He seems like he'd be quite down to earth. Maybe, you know.
Maybe he could be. I don't really know.
What about that Scapaldi bloke?
Jack Black.
Yeah, he's cool, isn't he? Yeah,
more comedian, but yeah, Jack Black could be kind of dope to hang out with.
That's true. He's a comedic actor, isn't he?
Yeah. I'm not very good at celebrities. Chris Hemsworth seems like a good bloke though.
Yeah, he's funny. He's a massive celebrity, isn't he?
In this show, he's got 2 brothers in the show with him, in the Shock one, and it's just funny in it because you just think, wonder what it's like being like Chris Hemsworth's brother. You know, one of them's not as good looking. Let's just put it that way.
Is he not? No.
Like, he looks like him in his face, but his body's obviously nothing like.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I wonder what it's like, but Chris Hemsworth's brother. Like,
fucking annoying. I can only imagine.
It must be so annoying.
Yeah.
You know, you can guarantee that some chicks have just wanted to hang out with him just so they can get to Chris Hemsworth and just at least see him.
It's horrible with that, isn't it?
It's awful.
I don't know. I don't know how shallow. You would. Yeah, I don't know how you would deal with it. It'd be really difficult, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But apart from that, I don't know, man. I'm not very good. I think. Oh yeah, I don't know.
No, I don't know either. Really, it was a bad idea bringing it up.
No, it's good. It's good.
It's just quite like.
I'd love to hear. Comment, like, let us know what celebrity do you think is a good hang. Who do you think could be a good person? Let's say you had to move in with a celebrity, big celebrity, for 7 days. Who would you go and live with? What's
it'd be good, wouldn't it?
From 30 Seconds to Mars. I can't remember his name. Rockstar, 30 Seconds to Mars. He's a movie star as well.
James Blunt's quite funny. The problem is
funny.
If you from the outside, I'm literally. The reason I say no comedians is like obviously you're just going to pick people who are funny, but I feel like there's more to it. It's easy to just pick like funny people because obviously everyone I want to hang out with people that are funny. Whereas I'd like to, yeah.
Have you hung out with John Bishop yet?
No,
he's famous, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
he's
a comedian, so
true.
Obviously I want to be friends with him. You know,
true.
Super funny, but only a tiny bit hung out with him.
Okay. Yeah. Comment below.
There was
something else I wanted to ask you, but I don't know what it is. I was going to ask you if you watched any of the World Cup, but I know the answer. It's same as mine.
Yeah. I think I don't know what to say about it even. I don't care.
Yeah, I've not watched a single minute of it.
What is it when you look at it objectively? Because actually I think I shouldn't get into it because I think it's just going to alienate too many people. It's like so polarising, isn't it?
Yeah.
As a sport, it does nothing for me. Even without all of the... I talked about it to someone else. I growing up, obviously it's the only one that anyone takes seriously. Yeah. And I didn't have studded boots, so I had to scramble around in the like a wet field playing a game I didn't like. So then I just ended up doing netball because it was closer to basketball, which was a game I did like. But my PE teacher hated me because of it. Like I didn't take part in the ones that he wanted me to do, and there was just something annoying about him people wanting you to do it.
Anyway, innit? The fact that it's like this is for boys and that's for girls is just bollocks. It's just stupid. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and you better believe I dominated that netball.
Oh mate, I can imagine.
Absolutely dominated.
Netball's not full contact. It is now. Yeah.
Like Hakeem Olajuwon out there I was.
I don't know. Yeah, I think all that stuff's bollocks, and I don't know what it is with football either. I just don't give a shit. I just don't. And I think there is a lot else going on with this one, isn't there? Politically, there's a lot more going on with this World Cup.
Oh, is there? What is it? I don't know. I'm really head in the sand.
Okay, so the fact that it's in Qatar is quite polarising because they obviously don't let homosexuality is illegal there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you don't know about any of this stuff, and then there's like loads of controversy around like the slave labour and stuff building the stadiums and the amount of money that's exchanged hands for people to be there.
I did hear that. Yeah.
You must have seen the David Beckham thing. Have you seen that with Joe Lycett?
No, I haven't.
You know who Joe Lycett is?
No.
Comedian. Okay. All right. If you don't know, that's cool. So, but yeah, basically,
no,
Joe
I'm
Lycett
looking it up now.
Called David Beckham out because David Beckham's gone to be a commentator. I think.
Yeah.
The rumour was that he got like £10 million to go and do it, even though in the past he's spoken up about gay rights and he's been on the front cover of gay magazines and stuff like that. So basically Joe Lycett called him out on Twitter and said, look, either you refrain from going and doing this commentating or I'm going to shred £10,000, which could go to a charity. And basically there was no communication from David Beckham's team or brand or whatever. So he shredded £10,000 into a shredder like a week later. But he didn't actually shred it. It just looked like he did. He actually donated it to charity, obviously, because that'd be stupid to just shred 10 grand, right? But it went really viral, man. Like that video's had like 7 million views or something. It got a lot of steam. And his whole thing was he just wanted to get people talking about a very, very sore, polarising subject. But it's not.
I find it.
I don't know if it
just
is,
off the top of my head, I find it a strange one because it's like.
You know what I appreciate though, Ollie?
Go on.
I appreciate that you don't know any of this. I think it's fucking brilliant, and props to you, man. Because I try to avoid it, but I still know, and I think I do pretty good because I don't have a TV. I don't really go on any other social media stuff other than
how do you
find
out
stuff.
About it? Just talking to people.
Yeah, it's literally just it's just you just hear about it, right? Like my dad's quite into football, so he'd mentioned a few things, and then I did have a little look into it because I was quite curious why there was so much. I mean, it's weird if you think back. I don't know if you remember, but most World Cups are usually in summer because it's sunny outside in the UK and people hang out, they have garden parties, watch the games, whereas it's never really in October or November, and that's because it's so hot there. So they've moved it, which means that I think the actual regular season's been put on hold. So there's just like loads of controversy around the whole thing.
There's a big deal, yeah.
Oh, and alcohol.
Yeah, I kind of don't have an angle. I find it very strange. Okay, so I obviously, to start with, I think obviously homophobia is ridiculous, and that there's strict laws about homosexuality is kind of it's just I find it laughable. You have to you have to start something off like that because otherwise it sounds like you're a bad guy. Also, though, why do we think we have to go and impose something? Can't people in Qatar just be arseholes? I don't know. There's human rights violations everywhere in the world, all over the place. So just why are we picking that there to do a football game?
Because it's money, isn't it? I think they paid some astronomical amount of money to
Really,
FIFA to have it there, and then they built all the stadiums, and then there's loads of shit going on about that because they basically use like slave labour to get people.
I remember
people
that.
Died. People died building
yeah.
stadiums and stuff. So, dude, I don't know. I think I'm not smart enough to understand, but like you, I understand the basics of it, which doesn't look good, and a lot of people are not watching it for that reason, and that's not why I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it because I just don't care. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think there's an England game on when we're doing the Christmas ride.
You what? Sorry.
I think there's an England game when we're doing the Christmas ride.
Right. I mean, I don't care. I'm not. The thing is, I don't really ever have it. I just. It doesn't even come up on my radar. I don't even know. No. I don't.
That's brilliant. I appreciate that. I think it's great. I commend you for it. It's cool. It's cool because it's hard to avoid.
Do you know what it's actually so crazy in like how much weirdness like that still goes on in the world, isn't it? How many countries now are so
it is.
It's just sort of hateful to certain groups of people. The fact that it still goes on is so weird to me. But that's because I'm a little sport brat and I've grown up in the UK.
Yeah,
you take it for granted.
I think you often have to think bigger about, we're all just sharing this weird spinning rock and everyone should just get on with it.
Yeah.
Get on with each other. Look after your little community, right? It all goes back to community, doesn't it?
Jamaica was crazy homophobic. Just the fact that it comes up. Like, I don't even think about where people put their junk. I don't care about. Why would you even care? No. It's so bizarre. Like,
yeah, it's nuts. Anyway. Should we do some hotline submissions?
Let's do it.
We need to give away this can of pop. I did find the winner. Just because some people have been messaging about it, dude. The Dr. Pepper thing's real. Like, we should be on the payroll of Dr. Pepper by now.
It's 23 ingredients. That's
the winner, I've already decided. Now, I can't remember your YouTube handle, but the person is in Australia. So if that person, I think it'd just be interesting to see if we can get this can to Australia.
I wonder if it'll fizz up.
Yeah, let's just see if we can get it there. You know who you are. It's the guy on YouTube who said he's from Australia and said they can't find these in Australia. So let's see if we can get it. We've got a winner. All right.
Hype. Well done. Yeah, that's
let's try and get it to Australia. That can.
Like it.
Like a message in a bottle. Gonna send
like
it off.
Brilliant.
Fucking weird. All right. Okay. Let's see what's in the hotline. Thank you again, everyone, for submitting to the hotline. It is much appreciated. And Ollie, I am gonna send you our first
Fantastic.
Hotline. Let me find you Hotline Bling video.
Excellent.
Okay.
I think mine is a picture.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Ignore that. Ignore it.
Looks like a picture of a model lorry.
I don't know if we've done this one before.
It looks like a Lego lorry. Oh, he's got a container. It's a container lorry. It's made of Lego. The picture you've just sent.
Oh, yeah. That's why it says on it, I've got you a container, Ollie.
I tell you what, that doesn't look like 10 foot, mate.
I've got a question, and I'm pretty certain you're going to be able to help us out.
Okay, right. I think we've done that one before, so we'll skip to the next one. Apologies. There's a lot of messages here saying hello.
That's nice.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, I don't want to watch that. It looks disgusting.
I still haven't got a container.
Okay, we've got. Should we just bring up? We've got this. Okay, well, have you not? You not got one?
No, I'm still looking.
I'll send you this. One. It's an image, but
I could see. Oh, look at that! Did we start up a bit of container chat or shed chat?
It was a bit of a bike chat, wasn't it? About this is
nice,
okay. So
man.
This is. Oh, hang on. We've got
a backyard build. I'm into that.
We got a bunch of them. So this is the same guy here. This is a 5-second video. Oh, this is getting confusing.
That's like a bike shed with a smoker's porch.
We can just look at things together in one location.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Keep forwarding them on. I mean,
okay,
I really
so
like seeing people's bike sheds. It's mint. So good.
Dude, totally. So this is from Lewis Day 30. Yo, off the back of episode 71, here's my bike cave. Currently renovating my first home and prioritise the shed over the bathroom. Currently consisting of murder room style plastic sheeting. Never had my own shed before and it's life changing. Christened the shed with a cheeky burnout and ripped a hole in the brand new floor. And it aired footage of the burnout.
Ripped a hole in the brand new floor. Mate, wicked. Hyped for you on the new shed. I'm looking forward to being in that position. I really am. I used to have quite a dialed shed at my parents' house. You know,
Okay.
They let me have a shed, and
Oh, that's the one that you filmed the documentary in with all of the
shit everywhere. Yeah,
shit.
yeah, exactly. So I did used to, and I used to be organised with it, and then it got kind of taken over by just storage, and now it's just you can't even move in there. It's just
Really?
So I'm really, really looking forward to this. One of the other submissions was this one here.
Yeah.
That looks really nice, and that looks, I would say, really bike specific. There's no windows. It looks really secure.
Secure.
I'd love
which
to
is
hear people's
unfortunately what you
tips
have to
on
think
security as well, because it's such a. I mean, every single day you see bikes going missing, and I'm so not up for it.
of. No. It's
So,
got to
yeah,
be.
any
It's got
tips
to
would be
be.
great.
I like the ones that are, you know, like when you open a door, it activates like a gun sound. I like those ones.
Yeah.
You know?
Or just like an actual.
Or an actual gun.
Yeah, or just
Just
a
like
bang.
kneecap high.
That'd be so good.
Yeah, it would be good.
Mate,
I'll send you the second one.
Please.
One coming over right now. Okay.
Okie dokie.
1 second.
Oh, I know who that is. That's Rob Warner.
That is Rob Warner. Not the real Rob, but our real Rob.
There you go. Let's hit it.
Dudes, just on a ride and Hayden's videos just come on for the thingy, having a listen while riding, and I fell off my bike. I shit my pants. It made me jump so much when the skateboard came past. I thought it was coming up behind me. Cheers, boys. See you at the Christmas ride.
So it's more of a statement. He crashed because of Hayden's skateboard.
Because of
Hey,
Hayden's skateboarding.
I wonder if it was something to do with the have you ever noticed when some stuff's recorded? I don't know how you record it like that, but when it goes like left to right, it can be a really like immersive experience kind of sound.
Isn't it? I think it's when it's in stereo, is it not?
Maybe, yeah.
Do you ever listen to the 4K music where it alternates between and it sounds like it's in the back of your head? Why did that never
is
take
weird.
off?
I can't understand why, or why more popular music doesn't utilise it. But maybe it's because you have to have in-ear headphones. It sounds literally like it's going all around your brain, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? There's like a Taylor Swift song that I really don't like Taylor Swift, but when you listen to that song like it, you're like, fuck, this is amazing. It's like the best thing
What
I've ever
she's
listened
got
to.
it going on. If you put, she's used it in a track then.
Yeah.
Ah, didn't know that. So someone
yeah.
has mainstream. I thought it was just like weird electric producers doing
It's called, yeah, is it called 4K music or something?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Very strange, isn't it? Very strange sensation.
Sending you another video right now, sir.
Oh, thanks, Davey. Yeah, I love the videos.
You're
The videos
welcome.
are great.
So this one came in from Ben.
Okay.
Nice coat. Ready, set, go.
Davey, Olly, great show, love it, keeps me going. Right, 2 weeks ago, had surgery for a broken clavicle. A few broken ribs chucked in for good measure as well. At my age, God, these things hurt, it sucks hard. So my question is, after a big crash, Davey, you'll know about this, what's your attitude mentally, physically, going back to riding? I'm really beginning to question my style of riding and what I do. Really fearful about getting back on the bike and doing this again at my age. Not great. So any help, guidance, advice, much appreciated. Cheers, boys. Keep it up.
That's a great question.
Great question.
Thank you, Ben.
Thanks, Ben. Sorry to hear of your injury. First and
That
foremost.
sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Good time of year to do it. I always go with positivity. So right now, I tell you what, Ben, you're not missing out, mate. It's so wet out there. It's such a bog. You know what I mean? If you're going to miss a time of year, it is now.
That's great. That's a good point. And maybe that's why he might be feeling a little bit dejected at the minute. You can see he's out walking at the moment, coat on, hat on. It's cold. It's miserable. Maybe you're just not feeling it at the moment, and that's okay. Don't be hard
Absolutely.
on yourself. The last injury I had obviously was quite a big one in terms of injuries, but it wasn't like I mean, it was a riding error, but it wasn't anything I was doing like silly or anything. So I never had those feelings of like, I don't want to get back on the bike. I'm questioning a style thing or something I did wrong. There was none of that. And I think it's tough. I'd say to Ben, just don't overthink it. If you're not feeling riding for a bit, that's okay. No one's pressuring you into riding. If it was your job, then you'd be worried. Because then you're like, fuck, I need to ride a bike to earn a living. You can always do something else, I guess. But I'd just be like, yeah, just take it as it comes. I think once you start feeling a little bit more healthy, the pain goes away, you'll naturally just want to get back out there with the boys and go biking, or girls. But yeah, I think it's okay to have a little bit of anxiety around it after you've been injured, because you don't want to go through it again sometimes, right? You're like, fuck, that hurt. Like, why would I put myself through that? But if you enjoy it, keep doing it. If you don't, that's okay. You'll find it again when the time is right.
I think that's great advice, Davey. I feel exactly. Do you know what I do think is that people they feel this urgency to rush back into exactly what they were doing when they came off. Yeah. And I've never ever had that. I've done flat cross country rides, just loops. I've focused on just fitness. If I was you, Ben, I would say that we're so lucky to have a sport that's really got many dimensions to it. So when I hurt myself, I always just focus on the kind of cardio fitness, being in the woods, looking around, listening to the birds. You won't see me doing backflips or going as fast as I can down a track. I don't even ride tracks for weeks and weeks after I've hurt myself, and I've hurt myself a lot of times. I've had a lot of time off through biking. So I would say that's my biggest bit of advice, is to not rush back in. And you don't need to prove anything to anyone. Just cruise around, chill. You might even find that this is another part of riding that you hadn't previously paid attention to and that you really like.
I think people do get caught up in that, right? Like trying to go faster all the time, trying to be the guy quickest in the friendship group. Yeah, just go out and enjoy biking for what it actually is, which is, like you say, being in the woods, being in nature. There's nothing you can't not enjoy that. So
Absolutely.
yeah, if you're not called to point yourself down a steep track, then there's no need to. Simple as that.
I've always been a lot of my motivation has come from not being beaten by it all. So I've been banged up so many times, and it is actually a bit of a pathetic battle that I won't ever win, and it's against nobody but myself. But I never want to be beaten by something or like let it put me off. And so far I haven't really. I don't want to let things put me off. It really annoys me if I don't go and do a thing again or whatever. Or you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Like I'll ride off that stupid fucking drop that broke my ankle. I will do that again just to make sure it hasn't beaten me, which is really, I don't know. That's ridiculous. I know it's ridiculous. It makes no sense.
Yeah, but like you say, if it's humming away in your head, then you just got to tick it off, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. So
I struggle with that. If it's there, if it's in my head, it's like a problem because I've got to do it. And I think I love listening to that voice in a weird way, because especially when it comes to fitness, I always think this. If one day, let's say I'm just out walking the dog or something, and my brain says, "You should go riding today," then that's my thing. Like, okay, cool. I should go riding today, and I'll just follow it. As long as it's not ridiculous. If it's not, if it was like, you should ride to Spain tomorrow. Obviously I'm not going to do that. But if it's like, you should do this, you should go there, you should attempt this thing, or it's mainly a little bit more with running. When I was doing a lot of that, if one day my body was just like, you should do a half marathon today, I'd be like, okay, I'll just do it. Because if I don't know if that's fucking weird or not, but if I don't, then I think something bad's going to happen. It's a bit weird.
No, I get it the most with the gym. There's nothing that makes my brain hurt more than when I say, right, dude, just make sure you get to the gym today, and then I fucking fail to do it. There's nothing that makes me feel more loserish than that.
I am.
But I mean, we're overcomplicating this. I mean,
yes,
but equally, if it does add to your motivation, don't let it beat you. If that is the kind of thing that helps you, I think it's it's just probability that you're going to come off and you're going to do your ribs and your scapula. You've done it now, and I don't know if it's not how probability works, but in my brain, I'm like, I've probably got a bit of time when I'm going to be immune. I've done it now. We've done that journey, so let's crack
immune.
on.
I've crashed now. I'm immune. There's a lot of athletes out there going, didn't work for me, son.
It's not how it works at all. It's not how it works at all. But
if it did, that's the dream.
As a mindset, though, I wish you all the best, Ben. And sorry to hear you're struggling. And you'll be back amongst it in no time, no doubt. You just take your time and do what you need to do.
100. Next up, I just sent you a photo, which is
Brilliant.
Of this guy's 10-foot bike shed. Best thing I
Wow,
ever
look
did.
at that.
We'll show you the inside, but the kids' toys have taken over. From Scott.
Wicked. So that is a
That's
container by the looks of things. I love this. People, you can tell it's just a real. People want to share their bike sheds.
Yeah.
They want to, don't they? It's something that you can really be proud of as a bike rider. That I've noticed that container, you park your car up against it, and the thief has to do 2 things in order to get in. Which I think might be the way. If I can have the door so that I always have a vehicle parked in front of it, that might actually be one of the only ways that you can keep things secure, huh?
Yeah.
Adding like levels
to it, yeah.
Brilliant.
Levels.
Thanks for that. That looks great. You've successfully. I'm going to do what I said I don't like doing, but to our audio listeners, this submission is of a container, but it's been clad, and they look really good actually, don't they? They look They look quite cool. I feel like you can make containers look really cool. So
yeah, totally. Yeah.
That's great for ideas.
Yeah, that's a good one. I hope you find that inspirational. Sorry, I was just reading something.
Very inspirational. I think it's a container anyway. It might not even be one. I think it is. It's got those hoops up top. Yeah. Rad. Thanks for the submission. I can't wait to get one. I tell you what, the container market, the people that you end up talking to, I feel like it's a fairly money spinny. Yeah. The shipping container crowd is quite money spinny, and I feel like you've got to be really on it. You know what time it is, or I should say,
you got it already?
What Tim it is.
Nice.
See what I did there?
Yeah, we got a Tim off.
Words.
Well, we've only got one Tim entered this week's Tim off. There is another Tim, but
we have
the
a
video
winner.
Won't work. Apologies,
Tim.
Okay. So, Tim's weekly video. We're a few behind. He says he's been busy, so it's all good. Tim, we'll let you off.
Right.
You ready?
Ready.
Dropping Tim.
Hey guys, it's Tim here. I just wondered, I bumped into Matt Jones's brother last week, and I wondered how many other cycling or mountain biking, specifically siblings, can you think of? I can think of 3. That's 3 sets of siblings. I'm not going to say them here because I guess that gives it away, but I can think of 3. I just wonder how many you can think of, as well as Matt and his brother. What's his name again?
He got you there, John Boy. He got you there. We got the Pierons, right?
Pierons.
We got the
Seagraves.
We got the Seagraves. Yes. Have we dried up?
The Faircloughs, does that count? Did Christian ever do anything?
Yeah, Christian's bloody fast.
Yeah.
The Faircloughs. Ravenels. I feel like...
Ravenels?
Have I made that up? Am I getting them confused with the other ones that do enduro? The sisters.
Not sure.
Okay. We've got more. We can do this.
More.
We can do this.
I don't think we can have them yet. They're not quite there. The Pete's are going to be there.
Yeah, true.
Pete's will be there. But yeah. Oh, wow. Mine
has really slowed down here.
Yeah, I've come to a grinding halt right there.
Lots of downhillers there. The Joneses are really unique in that you've got one who chose one path in biking and one who chose another. That's quite cool, isn't it? I know to be honest, it's all the same, really, isn't it? Let's be honest. But
both biking. Wow, that's tough. That is tough.
Got more.
Can anyone think of any more? Leave a comment, maybe. Let us know any more.
The Masters. Winning any Masters.
Of course.
An obvious one there, yeah. The Russo brothers in Free Ride.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like we've got more. We can do this. I feel like we can do this. The was there the McCalls? Come on, dude.
Good
We're
one.
getting it. Hey,
Dude,
this
you're
might not
on
be a
fire.
yeah. This might not be a good listen, but we are trying at least. There's big gaps in between. But
You can hear the wheels turning.
you can hear. You can almost hear people shouting at their speakers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Laconda guys.
Great one again.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh
bro.
man, that I can't do it. That's a good one.
What about
Mate,
Cam
I've
and
dried
Howie
up.
Zink? The Zinks?
Zing,
Yeah, the
dude,
Zinks.
Howie's shredded.
Yeah.
Howie was fucking.
We've got
awesome.
more. We've got more. We can do this, dude. There's loads. I can't imagine how cool it'd be having. I feel very lucky that I had siblings growing up.
Really?
Yeah, very lucky. And I can't imagine how cool it'd be having them to go riding with. Like, I
think?
always look at people. Yeah, fucking rad. Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
feel
What
like
do you
you-
think?
I remember being younger, man, and you know, your mate starts riding, you just want to be like better so much that it becomes annoying. And then imagine living with that person.
Right,
I think
interesting.
it'd become
So
a
the
bit
competitive
sadistic.
aspect
It'd be a bit
would
like, I'm going to steal his food, then he can't ride bikes as good anymore, or I'm going to beat him up in his sleep.
interesting. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that.
I'm going to make him ill. Mentally and physically. You know, I don't know. Like,
I think the
I don't know.
competitiveness is a slightly different thing when it's your brother, because you also do wish him, but then you do with your friends, you wish them the best. I don't know.
No,
I
you
see
do.
what you're
You
saying.
do. I think I'm probably overthinking it. I think I grew up with two cousins, and we all raced like motocross stuff.
Yeah,
And I really desperately wanted to be better all the time, and like always wanted to have better stuff. I wouldn't say it was an obsession, but it was like I wanted to have like the nicer kit, the nicer bike.
yeah, I hear you. Competitiveness can be bad. You're right.
Yeah, I don't think it's always good. I think Matt and Jono are unique. Eddie and Win are unique in that respect.
Yeah,
That they seem
yeah.
to do it for all the right reasons. But I wonder if maybe with the Jones brothers, maybe there has been a bit of that in the past. I don't know. Who knows? It doesn't seem like it. But
No, it definitely doesn't.
when
seem
they were
like
both
it.
doing four cross, I bet there was some of that stuff. I bet it was like, "Fuck you, no, I'm gonna."
I remember
I'm
when I
winning
was
this
younger,
one.
it used to irritate me that they that I felt, which is really ridiculous, but I felt that they were copying me, and I remember it used to really annoy me. I'd be like, you just wanted, you just want something for yourself. I feel like that's quite a normal feeling to have as
Yeah,
as someone with loads of siblings. You just want something that's just yours.
your
and-
individuality.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
always
Yeah,
been picked apart.
because otherwise it's all just like stuff gets swapped around, and well, I was the oldest, so my stuff goes down through the. So they probably wanted their own thing as well, and yeah, interesting, isn't it?
And again, I've not been in that situation. I've got a half brother who we weren't that close really growing up, unfortunately. But it was, I can imagine there's a lot of competition there, and some of it might not be very healthy.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Great question, though. I
Great
feel like
question.
we covered quite. I reckon we got quite a few of them there.
Yeah, I do. I think you got a lot of them. I feel like. Let's do some
Sibling,
listener questions.
Library is better than yours. Yeah, let's do
yeah.
it.
Way better. For cab. Uh-oh.
Is that police here or police there?
It's definitely there, mate. Definitely down south. Don't have them up here. Self-governed. Okay. Logan Ginger 1. Have you ever tried to get Tawny Seagrave on the podcast?
We spoke about it only earlier today.
We did. She'll be
Yeah,
coming on
Tiny's coming
hopefully
on. Yeah,
pretty soon. Hopefully. Yes.
be well good.
And I don't know if I don't know, personally ever have before. Probably. David Gibbons 655. Alright, guys.
655.
I love how there's 654 before him. Alright, guys. My question is, what happened to the Ollie Wilkins website you found a while back? Love the pod. You still got your
Right.
website that you didn't know
I
about?
don't know, mate. I didn't know about it then, and I don't know about it now. Ollie Wilkins.
It was like
website.
ollywilkins.com, wasn't it?
Is that what it was?
I think it was something like that, yeah.
Site undergoing maintenance. Thanks for your
Ah.
patience. In the meanwhile, Watch this.
You've not got
So
good
it's
SEO.
since lockdown 21.
Is that when it was last updated?
That was when it's gone.
The athlete
gone
manager
down since
isn't
then.
doing a good job. No.
Brilliant. That was funny, wasn't it?
That was funny.
That was funny. I've just remembered a topic I've got to talk about, but please carry on.
Please go for it now. Let's go for it.
Well, should we? Let's carry on with listener questions because
Okay.
it's
We'll try and
focus
segue
related.
into it, will we?
Yeah, exactly. We'll find a way in.
Not the real Rob Warner. Featured twice. Are box components 8x9 speed setup perfect for e-bikes? I have no idea.
So say again.
Are box components 8x9 speed setup perfect for e-bikes? 8 or 9 speed, maybe that means 8 or 9 speed setup perfect for e-bikes.
I have. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but I know that SRAM did an e-bike specific one, and it had big gaps between the gears. I think it was 8 speed, and those big gaps, believe it or not, would like drag bracken in, and loads of stuff
Who'd
would
have
get
thought?
caught. I know, right? What I do think though, there's a company that does a 2-speed hub cassette, basically hub, and it's not heavy. It can't currently cope with the amount of torque that an e-bike puts out, but it would mean that you could have a low range cassette on your bike, and you could have 6 rings, 6 cogs. You could have a tiny cage mech, and you would still have 12 gears and a big range. So that, I think, would be the future for e-bikes, because I tell you what, it's the mech hang, it's the collarbone of an e-bike.
It's the collarbone, isn't it?
The gears are, because you're asking it to put up with an awful lot, like a lot more torque than the human legs.
Especially
can put
when
out.
you are in the wrong gear and you turn. I did it literally not long ago, and I was like, okay, I just need to get off at this point because it's just silly.
You feel bad.
Just trying to crank through it. Yeah.
So
I only
think
noticed the other day. I only found out the other day you can tune the motor on my e-bike.
How do you mean?
With the app, Shimano app.
On Shimano one, yes, indeed, yeah. What have you done to it?
Nothing. I daren't touch it, but I didn't know you could do it.
But it's funny because it's
I just think that it's going to be right because
I agree. I mean, like turbo or boost or whatever it is always going to be the maximum amount of power.
Yeah.
So then all you're doing is fiddling around with the ones that are less, which I don't really care about anyway.
I just thought, well, what can I do? Like,
exactly, yeah.
the
I think
Shimano
you're right
engineers know the shit, so just leave it. But I
Yeah.
just didn't know about it. It was Neil from
there. It's
Formula
interesting, isn't
Focus that told me. So yeah, there you go. Did you hear that?
Yeah. You want?
And Neil used to be at Focus. That was the segue into the Focus chat. Okay, doesn't matter.
Okay,
Right.
sorry, that was my moment. Can you do like a horn noise? Okay, so my moment. I actually don't know if I should bring it up because I've filmed a video for my YouTube, and I've been off the back with YouTube for a long while. I've been on secret bikes, and it's been ones that I can't show and all of that. So I haven't actually been doing any YouTube videos, but I went out for a ride with everyone on their e-bikes, and I was on the Jam Squared SL, and basically I was just seeing what I've done loads of riding with people on e-bikes now, and seemingly you can get away with it.
Yeah,
I'm out of breath
as in
more.
what, distance-wise, keeping up wise.
Yeah, battery is similar to a 500 watt-hour battery.
Interesting.
Speed-wise, the steepest of hills, I notice I'm spinning like a way spinnier gear, and I notice I'm out of breath more up the steep ones. But in all honesty, it's the difference isn't giant, and you sort of just feel like you're on more of a training ride. So I'm intrigued to see if anyone's thinking of getting an e-bike out there. I am like a walking review, because whichever one I use the most is because I've had a choice between a load of them, especially
so
soon
you're
when
picking the
new
best
bikes
one.
come out. So yeah, it'll be. I don't know what the answer is yet. What one I'd go for, but yeah, I just thought I'd give an update on the Jam Square side,
That's a good update. Appreciate it.
you haven't had a go on it yet, have you?
Nah, looking forward to it going it though.
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
on one
Yeah,
at some point. Yeah, really looking forward to it. I know that a few people have been messaging actually asking about where they can find that new SL and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's shipping now.
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
some stores have got them already. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, be quick because there's not that many of them left.
So there you go. Thanks for the segue as well, by the way, dude. I'm sorry, I'm just
You're welcome.
I'm fast asleep,
Okay.
aren't I? I wasn't ready for it.
It's all good.
Keep me on my toes, dude.
St. John Jacobs.
Oh, let's hear it.
First it was van builds, then backyard trails. Our farms, the next must-have for pro mountain bikers. That's brilliant.
Mate,
That's good, man.
I'd love them to be possible.
Who knows? There seems to be a few out there getting farms these days. I've seen Matt's just moved into a nice farm.
You're right. It's very impressive, that. I'd love a farm. Wouldn't it be cool if we could all have farms with massive jumps in?
Would, wouldn't it?
Who knows? One day, maybe.
Yeah. Don't work in the bike industry. You can have one.
I've actually got the questions up, so I've not put it all on you now. So we can
go.
do one each, yeah.
Oh, you've got it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Francis
beautiful.
D _ winter escapes. Davey, let's hear your winter escapes. Where would you go on your bike to escape this dreary UK winter, or wherever you are in the world? It is. I'm not immune to seasonal whatever it is, effectiveness or whatever. It's
Sad.
feeling pretty bleak at the minute. It's sunny right now. We've both got sun on
Sunny
our
now.
face.
Yeah, sunny
But
now.
that
Need
sort
better
of
lighting.
dull low light and constant rain. You're always looking through mist on the inside of your car. It really gets me down.
Yeah, it's
So,
tough.
where are you going?
Yeah, it's tough.
Given a choice, where are you going?
Maui. Never been.
Oh, he's gone all in.
I've never been, but dude, we can't be bad, can it? You know, it can't be.
No.
It can't be a bad shout. Just go hang out in Maui for a bit, take a bike. Is there any riding there? I don't know. Is there an ocean? Yes, there is. Is there good food? Yes, there is. That's
there
right. I'm
is.
gonna go. I'm gonna go to Maui. I'm gonna go there. Or yeah, I'm going Maui. I want to go. To
Okay,
Maui. I
brilliant.
want to check that out.
I think that's the dream. For the more
What about
budget
you?
conscious, I'm going to say, look, head to Barcelona, right? If you go an hour inland, there's a place called Santa Coloma. I've just come back from there. I think that's how you say it. But honestly, the plane ride is so small, and you get out of the plane and you can't believe that it was that easy to get somewhere with a bit of sun,
innit?
a bit of warmth, and you can get out on your bike and enjoy it. So mine's going to be Santa Coloma. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that. That'd be.
I like it.
I think that'd be a good affordable option.
Okay. I'll do one. Ready?
Go on. Yeah, please.
Who will be there on Friday?
Deeks has had to bail. Deeks has
bailed.
He's got a good excuse. He's got to go to a funeral. So rest in peace
we'll let him
to.
off. We'll
Yeah,
let him
it's
off.
fair. That's a good excuse.
What's it? It's
Otherwise-
not for his OnlyFans, is it? Sorry.
Otherwise, I don't know who's going to make
don't
it.
know.
We should have I don't want to give too much away. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Huh?
We'll be there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all.
It's
that
going to be a
matters.
fun day regardless. I've got
Yeah.
a question relating to it actually. It says
Shoot.
Bike Pop Wales Vanta Train Friday. I mean, we're going to do a number of different trails. Vanta could be cool. I don't know how it deals with the rain. I don't know whether it's just constantly running. Would you
Don't
be
know.
up for Vanta?
Yeah, definitely. If we're there and it's running, for sure.
We should head up there then at least. We can all.
I'm just looking forward to some cruisy laps with the crew. I'll be honest with
yeah,
you.
dude. Yeah,
I really am.
absolutely.
I know we've got like a few, like actual group rides in the day, right, where everyone's
Yeah.
going to be doing one trail, so that should be fun.
Yeah.
Please, if you actually just a little, please try and bring a like GoPro or something so you can film some stuff if you can, because we're going to try and get a photographer there, but it doesn't look like hopeful at the moment. So if you want to get some footage, obviously bring your GoPro. That would be helpful, or a camera, whatever you want to bring.
Bring what you
Have
want,
to.
basically. Yeah.
Bring what you want. Do a couple more.
Yeah, well, we've got a few more related actually. Downhill or trail bike for Christmas ride. I would always recommend a trail bike for Bike Park Wales. I just feel like you can enjoy a broader range of trails. Yes, you could use a downhill bike and enjoy them on some of the trails, but my advice would always be trail bike. Davey, would you agree?
Yeah, I agree. And are you going to go face out or face tucked in?
Face out or face tucked in into what?
Helmet.
I'm gonna always have my face out so I can see which. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, we're going face out. I'm going face out as well. I'm not taking a full face helmet. It's not a full face day.
No, you're quite right. Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Have you got any?
Did Bernard Kerr win the soda? Lewis Craig. I did notice Bernard posted the Dr Pepper cream soda on his
did
Instagram.
he?
So whether he's
found some.
Whether he's heard, I don't know. Dude, get us on that bloody payroll for Dr Pepper. We're out here doing God's work for Dr Pepper at the moment.
You're right.
Insane.
You are right.
Let's
slide into DMs and see what we can do. You are quite right. Yeah.
Dude, don't think I haven't tried.
I'd love it. Imagine a Dr Pepper helmet. Oh,
the vanilla flow helmet.
That'd be the best, dude.
Yeah, it would actually. Go.
I've got one that I've got a question here that I'm pleased that. It's from the same. It's from Lewis Craig. Pro riders tearing up trails on electric motorbikes. Dope or nope? Brilliant.
I've seen this at the moment. The Suron's making a bit of a comeback. The Suron was labelled as drug dealer bike for a while, and in my opinion, still is drug dealer bike. That's what I see them used for up north. What about do you see them used for that?
Be good. There's no way
all of a
you
sudden,
look at
you've
it.
got a lot of people like the 50-1 guys are on the Suron thing pretty
Mate,
heavy.
there's some of the worst shit that's happened. Yeah, it's one of the worst inventions. Yeah, I hate those things. Absolutely awful. And also, not to sound like I'm on a high horse, but no, I can't say that. I wouldn't ride one. I wouldn't ride one.
You won't. So Suron, reach out now. Slide into the DMs. Yo, lads.
No, you can get fucked.
If
I had a garden, like okay, so my angle is I understand that they're going to be super fun and that if you had a garden big enough, you could have a track round it. You could, with 5 of those, you could literally have the best time ever.
You could have a blast.
The best time ever. The reason I wouldn't personally promote those shitters is because that's not how they get used. They're going to get used out in the woods. They're going to fuck everything. I hate Strava, right? Yeah. I hate trail forks and I hate electric fucking motorbikes. All of those things can get stuffed in the ground. I actually don't care. Yeah, right. I want to roll now. All of this shit is nothing but bad, dude. It's nothing but bad.
I agree.
I agree. The only thing I think is good.
That temptation lures you in. You're like, okay, I'll just go around the field on it. Cool. Yeah. I made a few corners. Cool. Could ride up that trail. Mate, it's going to lure you in. It's gonna.
It's not that I don't think it's fun. It's
that BMX track. That's the worst thing. BMX track.
Mate, they're awful things. Awful things. They're not even good for landfill. We're just making more crap. It's just, I absolutely hate those things. Actually, and again, it's not because I don't think they'd be great fun. I just think the bigger picture. If you have the woods flooded with people bombing around on those things, it's only going to get places shut down. It's only going to get people hurt. It's only going to get everything ruined.
I don't think the silence is a good thing sometimes, eh? It's like you say, it's cool, it's quiet. No one will hear it. But that's kind of a bad thing too. That means that horses can't hear it, other bikers can't hear it, people walking can't hear it.
Horrible. You risk sounding like an old man, don't you?
Yeah. But
I hate all that stuff though. Like Strava itself has taken away some of the very magic of riding a bike. Like worrying about how fucking long you go out for, which way you're going, what route you're planning. Like for me anyway, personally, that's not it. Who gives a shit how long you're going out for? Go out for longer. Spend more time. You don't have to worry about this stupid fucking number. I'd speak from a position where it's obviously like my girlfriend's well into Strava, and you can see how it's had a negative impact on biking for her. I hate Strava. I hate trail forks. It tells everyone where trails are that very few people have built, and I hate electric motorbikes.
On that bombshell.
Such a negative ending.
Yeah.
They've all got good things about them. I'm just,
It's true though.
Just
I mean, if there's any more you see in there, feel free. We can do it, but I feel like that's a beautiful way to end.
Well, it's a negative one, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's like a lasting thing. Let that be the last thing to think about.
Maybe it's like a message. Yeah, right.
Yeah, maybe it is like a message. It's true though. I'm with you.
Chris Turnbull.
That's a good one. We just got one just came in right now. Full
go on.
English. Full English. Have you ever been told off by a sponsor or brand you have been representing? What and why?
Yeah, I've got a good story about that. And it's funny as well.
Sure, on.
There was a place... There's a place called Esher, North Shore, down my way. And I got there and had a wee in the car park. Someone working there obviously had their high visibility jacket on and it had gone straight to their head. They were very upset with the fact that I weed in the car park, literally against the tree. It wasn't like I had my knob out or anything. And they got in touch with DMR, and DMR had to get in touch with me because DMR was sponsoring the bike park. Thankfully, my team manager was like, "I can't believe this bloke did that."
Wow.
So yeah, that's the That's the only one I really have. Yeah, in terms of getting in trouble, I don't think I have any more. I've had like it's been out of industry ones a week. They just go away. Like I was sponsored by a phone case company for a couple of years, and then they just stop talking to you. Like you go from being quite important for their marketing to they just like ghost you.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, I think.
But I can't think of any others.
We've had that a little bit with the podcast in a way. Like some sponsors we've had, and then they just literally stop replying to you, and you're like,
yeah. I guess it is a business transaction. It always feels different to that in bikes, doesn't it? Because everyone's nice. But
yeah, I can't think of anything I've had.
no.
To be honest, it's more of a job thing. It was more like just giving stuff away too much, probably. When I worked at One, it's funny. I was looking back through some old photos the other day. I live with a bunch of friends in Sheffield, and there's a photo. There's a lot of photos actually of us like there, like partying, doing this, that, and the other. In every single photo, everyone's wearing One Industry stuff. It was like, and it's funny because it just made me think like, fuck, like I was just like, wow, I used to give so much stuff away. So I used to get like a clothing allowance. I just order clothes for the boys all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just funny, like you look around, everyone's always wearing One Industries around that like 3-year period of my life. Like, everyone around me is always wearing the same stuff.
You're the hookup.
But that was a bit of a thing at one point. But yeah, other than that, nothing. We got one asking, does Davey ever not wear a hat? What's he hiding?
Interesting question.
I don't know why. I'm not hiding anything. I just got bad hair. Why wouldn't you wear a hat?
That's fine,
like that?
dude.
You know what I mean? And for our audio listeners, Davey's got his hair out.
Nothing wrong with wearing a hat. I
couldn't hear you before. Hey, we won't have to wear headphones in the studio, I was thinking this the other day.
Hey, what do you mean?
We won't need them because we'll be like physically in a room together. You don't need headphones because we can just literally just run straight to the mics.
Do you know what I think it does?
That'd be
I think it stops you talking over each other.
Yeah,
or it makes you aware of your own voice or something.
Yeah, but maybe we do. But a lot of podcasts now don't use them. There's only like Rogan really that. I mean, the ones that we spoke about the other day when we were sending those examples over were pretty much all those don't use headphones.
It's gonna be well funny doing one in person. I think that like however close and good this the application we use to record these podcasts, however good and quick it is, there is still a delay, and I hate it when I talk over you. And sometimes I talk over you, and then I just like try and just carry on, because one of the worst is where you both talk over each other and then you both go quiet, and then you end up on this like annoying fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was just listening to Jace at Gypsy Tale just put one out with Dean Wilson, and he's obviously using his American studio to have Dean in, and there's all these little points in it where they're like, and you almost feel bad because you're like, I know that feeling of like and then you're like, it's like, oh man, I feel so bad for him when it's happening like that, and it kept cutting out a little bit, but fucking good episode though. Again, that's someone.
Is it good?
Yeah, really good. Like Dean, he basically kicked it off by saying, I've been waiting until I wasn't with certain sponsors to do this episode, and I was like, fuck yeah, let's go.
So
let's
good.
I
saw the clip on Vince Freezy, how he's just a dangerous rider and how he elevates for the main event, and how I like it when people speak their minds. It's good. Moto's good for it, isn't it?
It is. There's some characters in there, and hopefully there's some characters coming out of the woodwork in mountain biking as well. It certainly would be nice to see more of people's personalities, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Speaking of personalities, We'll see you at Bite Pot Wales if you come in on Friday. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the mailing list so we can give you the information and whatnot. But for the most part, turn up. Be there in the morning, grab some breakfast and a coffee together, do some biking.
Can't wait to see you all. Don't hesitate to come and chat. Shoot the shit. Huh?
Shoot the shit. Yeah.
Shoot the shit.
Shoot the
Peace
shit.
and love,
It's gonna be a
everyone.
Fun day.
Thanks
Peace
for
and love,
listening.
everyone. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, like, subscribe. Shoot us a comment. It means a lot. The algorithm's not been very kind to us the last few weeks. I don't know why. So please, leave us a review. It really helps. It's the last thing you do today, or the first thing. Make it that thing. All love.
Bloody algorithm.
God bless.
Peace.
Peace. So here we are at the end of the podcast, and we would love to keep in touch with you. So don't forget, follow The Ride Companion on Instagram. It's at The Ride Companion. If you just want to follow Olly, it's at @OW_23. And of course, here are some clips that we think you might like. And up there, you can subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate it. We appreciate you. Thanks for watching or listening. Have a great one. Peace.